Okay, pre-market analysis for Wednesday on the daily time frame now. We have a lot of bearish structure coming down here. I've marked out daily highs, previous day high and high of session, yesterday's daily low and low of session here. So yes, we're looking really bearish, but these wicks might be telling a different story. Let's jump onto the 4-hour here, and we have a 4-hour order block right here. Okay, on the hourly time frame, we also have a bullish 1-hour inverse, and we're delivering from this 1-hour gap down here. So what I'm looking for now, this 15-minute to inverse bullish, and I think that will confirm us going up to these highs. Okay, so coming into market open here soon, and what I'm looking for is just to see bullish confirmation. Really, we're in between this 5-minute gap here, this is holding, but then we're also holding this 15-minute gap here. So I just need to see us go one way or the other, but I do like this buy side LR. It's not the best, but it is the best target that we have at the minute in my opinion. So that's kind of making me bullish, but we're going to see what market open does here now and work off that. Really bearish there. Came back into the 15-minute gap here and just dumped. So if we remain bearish here, I'm thinking we go to this low here and hopefully sweep this low and maybe get delivery from the 15-minute gap here for longs to the LR, or we could just remain bearish again, come down to the lows, bearish trend day again. Not too sure, just gonna let this play out. Need to see some inverses, need to see confirmed structure and order flow in one direction before I enter anything. Looking like we have a 30-second here. Might try this light if we get this close with the momentum. No close, unfortunately. Why would I have taken this play? Very bearish off open there. Yep, came down and swept these lows, internal lows, and we're delivering from this 5-minute here. So didn't really need to see this low get swept. And that's a 1-minute as well. And we're flying. So not a great trade, but this market open wick is a decent target. And with this momentum, yeah, that could have been nice. Unfortunately, that's invalid now. Potential pattern short here. Might try that we get the 1-minute and the 30-second close at the same time here. This will be good. Break even down at the low. Okay, there's a close. So market open was bearish to bullish, and we're looking bearish again, respecting this trend line here. 15 minutes didn't close above. Draws to the sell side, not the best. This is why it's a pattern trade. Okay, this looks like I'm gonna close this position out manually here unless we run up. Okay, I'm closing out there. Minus 180 bucks. That was absolute torture for the first trade of the day. Okay, that's pretty unfortunate. So I did get stopped out here, but price just wanted to come back up, tap into the 1-minute again, and then now we are coming down, so I would have been break even here and scaling at the 15-minute low. So I'm just reflecting back on the trade I just took, this loss. So my entry was, it's an okay entry, just not a really great trade, no good target. The better entry here would have been on this retrace here when we deliver from the gap above, and then this candle back down. There's a tiny 30-second there. I wouldn't really say that it's valid, but just this momentum here and the wick here come back down. You like this LR has been built up here a little bit, so yeah, we're gonna run this when we stall, manipulate, and then yeah, distribute to price. That's unfortunate, but is obviously hindsight as well. Now what I'm looking for, still want the buy side up here, unless we inverse the 15-minute down here, then we'll probably run to the lows unless we reject out of here. Not too sure. Let's see what we're going to do. Macro time now. 10 a.m. could reverse this as well. Going to try this 30-second short at the bottom here. Kind of risky because of all the bearish momentum we do have. We're also just running straight into a 1 minute gap here, but we've came down with a lot of bearish momentum and sort of souped the low down here into the 50-minute. Yeah, really nice soup. So we just need to see this climb back up now over these 1 minute gaps. 3 minute gap up here at 797 will be the break even. Need this 30-second gap to hold or we're done for, which is a very, very big possibility. So all this bearish momentum will probably just run these lows. Probably go break even here if we resweep this high, but we're going lower. For sure, we're going lower. That's me stopped out of that. Yeah, that was a bit of a silly play. Possible 10 a.m. reversal longs here. 30-second and 1 minute. So I want to see the 1 minute close. Let's check, is there 2 minute? No, we're good. So I want to see the 1 minute here. It's looking like we might get it. Nope. No close, and I might just run because we might get the 30-second as well. No 1 minute or 30-second, and we're in a 5 minute gap now, so don't like this. Could get a continuation short play here maybe, or maybe 10 a.m. does actually reverses. Let's see. Just hopped into a quick short here. So came back up, retraced, but we're still holding and delivering down. So I might make this a quick risk-free play here. We just need a bit of manipulation lower. Yeah, I'm gonna go break even here. We definitely could retrace. It would make sense to fill the imbalances really behind, but I just will have a risk-free trade on the go here. Still have the daily lows. So low of day and previous day low on the hourly time frame. Let's get rid of this. All these wicks are pretty algorithmic now, so we could come down and respect this trend line again. And there's no gaps here. Besides, I think there's a 2 minute. That was a 3 minute. It's tiny. 1 minute to that close. And then we have a small 2 minute down here as well, just at the very bottom. So that could stall me and break even me. Okay, there's my first take profit there, first scale. Just in case, okay, put that one in profit. Just in case we decide to respect this trend line and just bounce, so we might not even hit that low. And now there's the low hit on ES, so we have an SMT with a low. Still have one micro left. Would love to hold to previous day low on NQ as well, down at 603. I'm full TP in there. I've waited long enough. Anyway, full TP hit. That was long. Okay, what was I thinking there, especially during the end of the trade? So I took my first TP here, then we came down to the low of day, and we were just stalling at it, couldn't close below it, and I was thinking, okay, we could just retrace back up here, but we obviously needed to fill in these gaps above, so I was holding out for that, and we also started generating this little bit of LR down here accumulating, so it was just the same as earlier on. Come down, accumulate, manipulate, and then distribute. So there's full TB hit anyway. I was just being a bit cautious due to FOMC later and liquidity not being ran. But this trade, what was it about? Came down and tapped this 15-minute here. Obviously very bearish today again as well. Inversed this 15-minute bearish gap and then came down here and tapped into this 15-minute, which aligned with 10 a.m. and sent us higher. So I was looking for longs here. This 1 minute could have been okay, but it also just ran straight into the 5-minute gap, which I was watching. And when I seen the 5-minute gap closed inside and I was still bearish to the lows, I was looking for a short, but didn't have any good short opportunities besides a small 30-second up here, which had this very bearish wick and a bit of bearish momentum, so I got in off that, similar to the trade earlier on here, and took first TP here at this low just before due to the trend line, and then full TP down here. So yeah, recovered both my losing trades today and some, which is great. Unfortunately, I was only in 2 micros, because if I had a runner, who knows where we're going.